I'm slow, right?
Mentally.
Oh my God, mentally, okay. I'm talking about I'm slow in the boxing ring, right?
Mentally.
I'm talking about the boxing ring, what you was talking about. I'm slow, right?
Mentally.
Okay, you're gonna see. I promise you're gonna see.
Teo, to Shakur's point, you seem to be the guy that rises to the level of your competition. When you were going against Loma, people felt you were the underdog. Josh Taylor, the same thing. And those are the fights where you really showcased your skills and abilities and upset the odds. Is this another fight where you're coming in there with that mentality to upset the odds?
Just put them in front of me and I'll beat them. Not about the odds. It's about, I guess defining them. You define the odds. Everybody's against you, great. That's when you know you're doing great. I put a thing out there. It's like, if you want to be liked in this sport, be a good boxer. You want to be loved in the sport, be the best boxer. But if you want to be hated in this sport, including the odds, be the greatest boxer.
At first glance, the interview felt controlled and polite, but that calm was misleading. Beneath the surface, unresolved friction was clearly brewing. From the moment they began digging into their shared history, the atmosphere shifted. Conversations about their early careers, promotional moves, and questions of favoritism reopened old wounds. Who got opportunities sooner? Who believed they were ignored? That's when the discussion stopped being casual and started heating up.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I don't know if it's 2011 or 2012 National Junior Olympics or Junior National Golden Gloves. And I remember seeing him. He was wearing a white tank top. I think it was red and white trunks. And he was just whooping on dude bad. And that's when I noticed we were both cleaning up our divisions leading up to the finals. He ended up winning. I ended up, coming in second.
Did you first become aware of Teo?
It's so crazy. So like when I first kind of got aware of Teo, was probably before he even knew me. But I used to get on YouTube and I used to watch like the DMV fight, and I seen one of his fights up there and I kind of watched him. I thought he was a good fighter, and that's when I kind of got a first whiff of Teo. But when I finally first met him, probably was the same time he talking about.
Shakur openly admitted there was some envy on his end. Teofimo immediately shut that down, saying it never mattered to him. In that moment, the conversation shifted away from past fights and records. What surfaced instead were bruised egos and unresolved pride that time never erased.
I was good with Teo. I thought Teo was a little jealous of me. That's what I thought.
Yeah, he was getting the fights that you would. You were calling for Loma. He got Loma.
Yeah.
Did you see him as a future foe?
I think that everything just plays out the way it does, and eventually we was gonna end up meeting up with each other eventually. I had never seen any jealousy in my part with him. I mean, for crying out loud, he fought for Team USA, he got a silver medal. And,
not during them times though,
and
bro.
The whole thing
not
was
during them times.
pushed.
I'm speaking on the times where I felt like you had a push start. You got the you used to be ahead of me far as like ESPN only like black fighters and all that kind of stuff. And when you said that, I kind of felt like it was a shot at me. So I felt like it was a little bit of jealousy.
No, I just didn't give enough. That's all.
Cool.
Just didn't give enough.
Teofimo escalated things by claiming he'd force Shakur to give in or end it with a knockout, and the energy in the room immediately stiffened. Shakur didn't counter with volume or emotion. He answered quietly with an icy composure, challenging whether Teofimo genuinely believed he lacked quickness. It was the kind of statement that tends to resurface in the worst way once fight night arrives.
When you hear a guy say he might not just stop you, but he might make you quit in the fight.
Make me quit is crazy. Like, I don't got no quit in me, but it's cool. He's supposed to feel that way. Like, he's supposed to say the things that he's saying. He's not saying nothing out of the ordinary or something that I didn't expect. Only thing that I kind of took away, he got on a podcast, I want to say he said that I was slow. And that's the part where I'm like, okay, he's going to be very surprised come fight night, to where it's like, you really thought I was slow? Like, is that something like you put in your brain and thought it was about to come out there and work?
Teofimo comes off like someone protecting his ground, as if he's guarding what he believes belongs to him. Shakur, on the other hand, sounds like someone who's been patient for years and isn't concerned with whose space he's stepping into. If the exchange felt this intense across a podcast setup, it's hard not to picture how brutal 12 rounds will be once the talking ends and only fighting remains.
No, I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do.
So you going to erase my name?
I know what I'm going to do.
This 140.
Basically, what I'm trying to let you know is that boxing ain't going to allow it.
But how boxing not going to allow it?
It won't.
How?
Because now you facing me.
Oh, shit, I'm so scared. Tio, I'm frightened. I'm scared for my life. I'm facing you. Ooh. That shit don't move me, bro. I can't wait to see you. I've been waiting on this. Yo, I don't know how you don't understand. I've been waiting on this moment forever. Like, it's been years and years for this moment right here. You gave me the opportunity. I appreciate you for that. But come with it. Facts.
While the cameras capture all that underlying friction, there's a more important detail happening away from the microphones. Shakur isn't focused on back-and-forth exchanges. He's changing his environment. He's based in Colorado Springs, training at D1, grinding through sessions at high altitude where exhaustion hits harder and weaknesses surface quickly. That's Terrence Crawford's territory, and nobody heads there for comfort or appearances. That's a place fighters choose when they're serious about refining their edge.
It's all fun and games, man. We just in here having fun, joking around and letting them get some experience. You know, when you boxing, you gotta box in front of a lot of different people. So being that they in front of a lot of people right now, we kind of gassing it up, making it feel like it's an atmosphere of a fight. So,
There's nothing about this setup that's meant for social media or attention. It's a low-profile, structured training environment at elevation, where breathing becomes tougher and every movement has to be exact. Working there sharpens rhythm and builds lungs that refuse to give out. When Shakur chooses that kind of camp, it sends a clear message about his approach. He isn't gearing up for disorder, emotion, or theatrics. He's preparing for accuracy, stamina, and command deep into the later rounds.
Yeah.
They got it.
Let me see that.
Good. That's good.
I feel great. Sprints kind of be getting me right, get my conditioning right. Sometimes in a fight could turn into a sprint. Cause it's like, start the pace fast as hell and then they can't keep up the pace. But the sprints will kind of get you in shape to where once you break down, sometimes you get a second win. Then you get another win. Then you get another win after that. So I did the sprints a lot in a Jamel Herring fight. That's why you seen me fight at a fast pace. And then once I slowed down, I picked it back up and I had all the energy in the world to do it. So we locked in.
The purpose of that altitude training is simple: to ensure that even while Teofimo still has his burst, Shakur remains mentally sharp. It's about converting restraint into an advantage and turning conditioning into self-belief. So while Teofimo speaks in terms of control and ownership, Shakur is quietly piling up unseen edges, developing a level of endurance that doesn't show itself in words, but becomes obvious once the fight drifts into exhausting territory. And that's the unsettling reality, because when the noise fades, altitude doesn't recognize status or reputation.
So far, it came going great. We about a month away from fight day. Everything going according to plan. Court look great, man, great. He getting the rounds in. Everything going according to schedule.
We coming.
We coming for the victory. Me as a trainer, I don't train to go the distance. I think that's wear and tear on the body. You put all the work in camp to make the fight night as easy as possible. And
you can sense it in how people describe him. The more Teofimo feels written off, the more dangerous he tends to become, almost like doubt fuels his belief. We've seen this pattern play out before. When expectations are high and everything feels comfortable, his focus can slip. But when pressure mounts, opinions are divided, and he's pushed into a corner. That's when he sharpens up and pulls off moments that seem impossible. Shakur operates on the opposite wavelength. Disorder doesn't elevate him, clarity does. He's the type who arrives ahead of schedule, keeps to himself, and still delivers a flawless performance while others scramble at the last minute. That contrast in approach is what makes this matchup feel unique. When Paulie says this could be one of the few legitimate challenges Shakur has faced, it isn't a slight, it's a straightforward assessment.
Teofimo is at his most dangerous when he's counted out. And this is going to be one of those fights where he's going to be counted out. Because Shakur is looked at by and large as the guy who can dominate boxing in this generation, right? It's just a matter of him getting the opportunity. I myself have felt that he's the guy who could and should be dominating boxing if he gets the right matchups. But bro, this is one of the rare matchups, if not maybe the only matchup, where I feel like is a big threat here.
Shakur may be the sharper and more reliable technician, but Teofimo represents the kind of wild card that refuses to follow a script. He has a history of elevating himself in ways that disrupt expectations, timing, and even the math behind the odds. The way New York was positioned as part of the matchup makes sense, because it truly is a factor. This isn't Las Vegas, with its controlled atmosphere and polish. This is Madison Square Garden, where emotion spills over and crowd reactions carry weight. Teofimo often absorbs that energy and converts it into momentum. Shakur, by contrast, treats the same noise as irrelevant interference. Two completely different mental systems sharing one ring, and the betting discussion only deepens the complexity.
And they would all come undone only because of this reason. Teofimo Lopez, we've seen him at his best, but he typically brings out his best characteristics when he's back into the wall and he's counted out. And he's going to be counted out in this fight. By and large, people are going to side with Shakur in this fight to win the fight because he's the more consistent fighter, he's the more class fighter overall, and he's just so good. But Teofimo has a way, when you're so good and he knows you're so good and everybody feels like you're gonna...
On paper, Shakur looks like the favorite, more precise, more calculated, and less prone to swings. But fights aren't decided on paper, they're decided in split-second moments. That's where Teofimo thrives. That's the risk. This matchup isn't just about titles or rankings, it's a clash between methodical discipline and unpredictable fire. When seasoned fighters say, "I wouldn't put money on this one," it's not indecision, it's acknowledgement of how volatility can challenge even the most refined skill. This isn't a predictable bout, it's a genuine test. And that's why every eye stays glued to it.
He was not good. It was not a good night.
Oh, like a street fight.
Yeah, it was
shots.
And I think I was a guest on that on the call for that show, and I said I got one guy fighting with ego and I got one guy fighting with discipline, and that's what it was, because he just went out there and was just trying to knock him out from round one, and it was not working out well. Now, is he going to do that against Shakur? Absolutely not. But also, we've seen him struggle with guys like Jermaine Ortiz. We've seen him struggle with who was the Canadian guy who I mean, not that he struggled, but he failed to really impress.
Right after Paulie and Chris broke down the whole danger versus discipline debate, speaking from experience under those lights, the mood subtly shifts when Buddy McGurt speaks up. Instantly, the room takes on a quiet, serious energy. Listening to him, it's clear this isn't hype, it's genuine conviction. No dramatic pauses, no clickbait hot takes, just a veteran who's watched generations of fighters and calmly states, Shakur is different. What stands out is how straightforward he keeps it. Not arguments over athleticism, not debates about crowd noise or ticket sales. The focus is control. He's essentially saying you can't rush Shakur, you can't intimidate him, and you certainly can't expect to force a miracle with sheer aggression. For Teofimo, that means bravado and raw power aren't enough. You have to outthink a fighter who operates in chess mode. It's a demanding challenge. Listening to Buddy describe Shakur's approach feels like watching someone already halfway through the story while everyone else is still stuck on the trailer.
I mean, to me, they have two different styles. You know what I mean? And, Shakur just has a style that, to appreciate it, you got to be a real boxing person.
Yeah, because, when I say athleticism, it's like explosiveness and twitch, but isn't Shakur with the timing and the distance, it's more subtle.
Relaxed, you know what I mean? He can do whatever, he can take control at any time when he wants to.
Is it more efficient? Like Teo will cross arm and use all these replays, then Shakur will just take a little half step back.
That's it.
Is that more
efficient?
It's
all about control.
How competitive a fight you think it's going to be?
It's going to be a very good fight. I mean, it's a fight, and it's in the right place, New York. I've always said, I said years ago in an interview, if that fight happens, it's got to be in...
Moves effortlessly, but it's not showy or flashy. It's the kind of smooth that leaves you frustrated because nothing you try seems to land, and you can't figure out why. That's what makes it intimidating. When a coach who's seen some of the deadliest fighters says Shakur stands out above them all, it's not hometown pride or a catchy line. It's a subtle reminder that true skill has levels. The other thing that hits hard is how Buddy explains the path to an upset. He doesn't soften it. Essentially, he's saying, if you think Teofimo can just storm in and turn this into chaos, you're already behind. And I couldn't help but agree. This isn't what fans want to hear, but it's reality. This fight isn't about toughness or flashy highlights. It's about focus, patience, and matching Shakur's mental sharpness for a full 12 rounds. That's draining, and Buddy isn't throwing shade at Teofimo. He respects him enough to speak the truth. To beat Shakur, you have to be smarter than ever before. Not Wilder smart, next level smart.
Why is that?
He's the best at that weight. No one's going to beat him at that weight. You know, he can go up to 47 and win a title. That's how good he is.
I mean,
And it's going to be a good fight. I'm glad it's finally happening, you know, a good fight in boxing where you got two very skilled fighters. And look, I love Teofimo. You know, I picked him to beat Lomachenko. You know what I mean?
How many fighters can actually execute that under pressure? That's what makes Buddy's prediction hit so hard. He's not promising a knockout or an easy night. He's saying Shakur wins because he dictates the pace of the fight. Step back, reset, reclaim your rhythm and confidence, take control of the round repeatedly. That's his method. When Buddy casually adds that Shakur impresses him more than anyone else, even the top-tier names, it's not a slight, it's insight. This isn't a flashy declaration. It's a measured warning. Facing Shakur Stevenson means more than facing a skilled opponent. It means going up against someone who already anticipates your next move before you make it.
Shakur's a kid when he was an amateur. And I always tell him, kid, he's just special, man. He's special.
What's Teo, if he can pull up, like if you were his trainer, what would be the game plan you think to try to pull off what would be an upset?
You got to be double smart. You can't go in there and think you're going to bully him. You can't think you're going to go in there and palm him out. You got to be...
When you put it all together, the picture becomes crystal clear. This fight isn't about who yelled louder at a press table or who looked tougher on camera. It's a battle of preparation versus unpredictability, methodical discipline versus explosive volatility, high-altitude conditioning versus emotional momentum. On one side, Shakur Stevenson works quietly, refining his timing, stamina, and decision-making, as if every round has already been mapped. On the other, Teofimo Lopez thrives under doubt, harnessing pressure, capable of unpredictable bursts that defy logic when least expected. Every expert we've heard, from fighters to trainers to analysts, points to the same reality from their own perspectives. This isn't a spectacle, it's a genuine test. One misstep, one lapse in focus, one misread, and everything shifts. That's what makes this matchup stand out. There's no safety net, no scripted outcome. Just two elite fighters proving whose strategy and mindset hold up when the rounds get long and the...
Scores on point, man. You got to be just as on point as he is. And that takes a different level of concentration.
Unanimous decision then for Shakur?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but I see him winning. I see Shakur winning, definitely.
Who do you see impresses you just a little bit more? I know they're both excellent. Haney or Shakur, I mean.
Shakur.
Now it's your turn. Who you put your money on when the heat is on? Shakur's composed precision or Teofimo's knack for turning doubt into chaos? Share your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear your take. And don't forget to hit like, share this video, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters for more. Catch you in the next one.